Howdy, folks, and welcome back to me apparently just trying to teach small children how to breathe. Chew gum and walk at the same time, that kind of thing. So, in addition to equipping all vehicles, at very least, 18-wheelers, fleet vehicles, rental cars, with rear-facing, directional beam, emergency LED lights that can pierce through rain, fog, and snow. Okay. Giving people, a little more warning to stop. Let me just point out a few things that I think, people need to know. First of all, I don't see any water. So what's with the fucking guardrail? What is that supposed to do? Somebody has a flat tire, hydroplanes, has any sort of accident, you're keeping them in the road to get hit by oncoming traffic. Okay. Let alone a fucking pile up in the snow. Alright. Now, say you're a truck driver who sees people stopped on the side of the road. First of all, if you don't at that point slow down, I think you should be charged with manslaughter. Because that's the same thing as letting somebody drown, just watching them fucking drown. Okay? Now, if you don't get to stop until you see the wreckage, and then you try to drive through the wreckage, you should be charged with murder in the first degree. Yeah, you just deliberately went through to kill people. Okay? Truck drivers are fucking irresponsible assholes, okay? And they need to be reined in. Period. Period. Now, what a truck driver should do at the point at which they realize, hey, this is an accident, instead of passing in between the fucking rigs and going on to kill people, you need to purposely collide with the back of a trailer. Okay? That is the only safe option for you at that point. Alright? But if you're not even fucking slowing down by this point, you're a murderer. You belong in jail. You chose money over life. You chose greed over safety. Fuck you. You can sit in a jail cell until you rot in hell. Now, if you're the last person to get stopped and you have no way off the road, if you're impacted but can still move, believe it or not, you should actually back up your car a little bit and put it in neutral. If you're impacted but you cannot move, you need to get the fuck out of your car. If you can't get out of your car, say this person right here, if they're trapped in their car, they need to put their car in reverse and keep their foot on the brakes. While your family's evacuating, you can be tapping the brakes. Okay? Definitely need to have your emergency brake blinkers on. If you don't at that point, if there's not as many flashes as possible, people are going to have that much harder of a time seeing anybody slow down. So no matter how injured you are, no matter what happens, first thing you need to do is hit them emergency lights. But if you're in a situation like this where you can't get out of your car, having reverse lights on can tell that oncoming car, there's somebody in that car. I shouldn't hit that car. Okay? Because the last thing somebody's going to be thinking of, okay, where can I impact my car that isn't going to kill somebody else? Unless you're one of these fucking asshole 18-wheeler drivers. What you should do if you see a situation like this and can avoid it, you pull off to the right and you back the fuck up. Okay? If you can get clear enough to where you think you could turn your car around, face the other direction, and I mean, you better have plenty of time to do this and know your fucking skills, know your time. But what you need to do is get your car turned around and start flashing your brights at the people coming this way. Now, another thing people can do in the head of this accident is pull off the road, okay? Or the people who even got out of their cars need to go and try to flag down people on the opposite side of the road. Okay? And, hopefully this won't be blocking the fucking way. But what they need to do is pull up their cars, point their headlights towards oncoming traffic, and flash them. Just flash the fuck out of them with their brights. Okay? People on the opposite side, if you see a car pile up and you can pull off into the neutral ground before the cops get there and help flash and warn the oncoming traffic, you could save lives. Okay? Now, I put in the comments of my other video because I'm just really pissed off about this. I get pissed off about the way you fucking people drive in general. There needs to be a national speed limit on the highways of 55 miles an hour. On the local streets, any streets that have intersections, any street that has an intersection where a red light can be ran, that street should have a speed limit of 35 miles an hour. If there's a stretch with no red lights, you can go up above that, up to 55 miles an hour. That's fine. But cars shouldn't even be sold with the fucking power. I mean, as a car guy, as somebody who owns a car that goes 150 miles an hour, I know in my heart I should not be allowed to have that. Well, I mean, I should. But, this goes back to the licensing issue. If you have severe behavioral problems in childhood, if you have an IQ that just can't handle it, you shouldn't have a car that could go past a certain speed. And if you have behavioral problems as a child, for instance, using large objects as a weapon, I don't think you should be able to drive a fucking truck. Not even a goddamn big old pickup truck, let alone an 18-wheeler. Alright, let me see if there's anything else I could think of. If all you can do is take the flash on your cell phone and run, get away